Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Amar Elm, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we are absolutely thrilled to be joined by Kirsty Mead, an executive coach known for her work empowering high-performing women to reinvent their leadership and career journeys. Leveraging decades of experience as a senior police officer before transitioning into performance coaching, Kirsty specializes in helping women navigate major transitions, build executive presence, and overcome barriers with practical strategies and deep empathy. Kirsty, welcome to Founders Future.
Hey, Amar, thank you so much for having me. It's an absolute pleasure to be here.
I am excited to dive in. I always like to take things back to the beginning. So walk me through, before you got into executive coaching, performance coaching, what were you doing beforehand? And then what really motivated you to step into this space?
Yeah, of course. So I was born and bred in Wales, a very small valley, the Rhondda Valleys in South Wales, where I came up to the big smoke at the young old age of 22 years old. I joined the Met Police, started very much as a police constable, working, my first borough was Hammersmith and Fulham, where I quickly became a detective. I always knew I wanted to be a detective, and then very much within the first 3 to 4 years, I became a sergeant. My goal, my passion was very much to help those around me, where I first helped trainee detectives become detectives, and very much from early on in 2003, 2004, I became a coach, where I coached the young officers in service to help them grow. And it was very much a space I felt extremely comfortable in, as well as my own journey, specialising in serious sexual assaults, major crime, CID, serious violence teams, robbery, burglary, and then quickly moving into intelligence, climbing the ranks up to detective inspector, detective chief inspector, where I worked on counterterrorism, working on international threat, continuing my coaching journey, again, still coaching police officers through the ranks of promotion, specialising in intelligence, and then very quickly moving into detective superintendent, where I was working serious complex crime throughout my nearly 25-year journey, really.
Wow, that's awesome. So then what made you decide to step into this kind of niche of working with high-performing women?
Yeah, so I guess along my journey in the police, it was always, I guess I was drawn to other women who were struggling getting through the promotion processes. And it was very much a passion of mine. There is a lot of juggling going on in many women's lives. Not to say there's not in many men's lives also, but it's always that pressure of managing the home, managing children, and also then the managing the promotion inside of work. So it was very much a passion of mine to work with other women, help them grow, help them see their potential. I know that imposter syndrome happens a lot more in women. So helping them navigate that negative self-doubt, self-talk amongst themselves, and really getting them to have that light bulb moment. And it's really, I really get a kick out of that when people see their potential, and I think, there it is. And it's amazing to see people grow and achieve their goals. And it's very much throughout my whole policing career, it was very much I served my people, my teams. It was almost like, what can I do to help you grow? Very much a transformational type leader. And I guess for me, I always wanted to be a detective superintendent. And when I reached the top of the mountain, it was almost like, what can I do next? What's next? And then looking at the founders, the CEOs, the exec, I quickly realized the same burnout, the same struggles that other women were having, not only in the police, but in other industries. So it was very much for me an aspiration to try something new, take a career break, and go into different industries and see how what I've achieved could help other women achieve as well.
Yeah, I love that. And it's very cool, the idea of you climb one mountain and then now you see the next mountain and it's, oh my God, there's
Yeah,
another mountain over there. Let me go climb
yeah,
that one.
100%.
I love that. Let's dive into your business today when it comes to the coaching aspect of things. Who would you say is your ICP? So I know it's high performing women, but can you dive a little bit deeper into that in terms of who you love to work with and who your
Yeah,
ideal client really is?
yeah, yeah. So it's very much more about mindset. It's identifying those people with that really focused mindset of, I've tried this, I've tried that, it doesn't work. So it's very much that growth mindset. Help me be accountable. So we all know coaching really helps people be accountable. And I think in the police, I was really fortunate to work with many partners overseas, special forces, and it was always around those qualities of accountability and resilience. So I was extremely fortunate to carry those skills out of policing into this industry where I can help female executives, female founders, the ones that have, it's a bit lonely at the top, I have to admit. And it's those ones that are feeling lonely, that are feeling isolated, where I come in, I'm a sounding board for them, a safe place, somewhere where they can just lay it all out and I can help bring that accountability to them.
Yeah, I love that. That's so high performing women that really have a growth mindset. Do they need to be in executive positions? Do they need to be anything like that or no?
They don't have to be in executive positions. It might be a mark that they want to get to the executive
Got
position.
it.
So it's a bit like myself. I started very much off the ground, doing the hard work at the bottom. And it was very much, I'm not sure if you've read the book Atomic Habits, but it's
Yeah.
about those small habits, climbing your way to the top. And it's almost like you start at the bottom, you see the top of the mountain, and it's, oh my gosh, how am I going to get there? I can help those women get to the top of that mountain just like I did.
Yeah, I love that. Let's dive into the core offer. So, how do you actually work with these women? What does that practically look like?
Okay, yeah, great. Thanks, Amar. So it's very much a 12-week signature program. I do offer a 4-week introductory to those women that I'm not quite sure, so they can have a little taster in the 4-week program. But the core pillars is all around something I learned from the Special Forces actually on a hardship resilience conference. So it's around 4 bespoke pillars, and a lot of people talk about this in the podcasts. And I designed a signature program around the mind, around movement, and around sleep and around nutrition. So I'm a
Mm,
nutrition advisor as well. So it's very much on our phase one is all about a reset, it's around the mind. So it's identifying what's draining their energy. It's about creating space in their mind together, and it's the learning the emotional regulation, really looking at the tools they can adopt through the NASA breathing technique, the 5, the 4, the countdown, the deep breathing, contrast therapy through heat, cold, deep breathing. And it's when they recognize to begin to know how to lead themselves. So that's over a 2 to 3 week timeline. Then we go
yep.
into the refocus. So this is all around the high performance. So it's around physical movement, it's around movement in their leadership diaries. It's where we do a complete audit of all their habits, all their routines. We look at work, we look at home schedules, then we look at those small habits. So what we do is we attach a habit to something positive that they do so it becomes easy for them to achieve. So it's those achievable small habits, small steps, Amar, and it's about those meaningful strategic goals. This next phase is my favourite phase. Phase 3 is all around the rebuild. So it's around sleep and recovery. Sleep hygiene, super, super important. I now have been managing my circadian rhythm for about 3 to 4 years. I have a very strict bedtime. I go to bed at 9 every night and I wake
Hmm.
up at 5 every morning. And
Awesome.
what people don't realize is this is really important. We know the science behind sleep. 7 to 9 hours, super important for that brain health, for that rehabilitation, for the re energizing, the focus the next morning. And then we go into the recharge. So as a nutrition advisor also, we look at the different types of food that energize those performances that you want to achieve. So the single food ingredients, the quick wins, the easy habit builds, the easy meal preps that you can do around your busy schedule. And again, we all know you plan to fail, you fail to plan. So it's around that planning and how I can help them have a better relationship with food and become on point with that.
I love that. Yeah, thank you so much for breaking that down. And I love that you start with the mind, because I think like I'm reading this book right now. It's called A Happy Pocket Full of Money, Infinite Wealth and Abundance in the Here and Now. Fantastic book, by the way. I recommend it
Yeah,
to everybody. And it talks about quantum physics. Like the first little part, he breaks down quantum physics. He's, I want you to understand this because then we're going to talk about thoughts. We're going to talk about the images of the mind, and we're going to talk about how literally that will put you on different timelines, right? There's this parallel
yeah,
universe theory where there's infinite versions of yourself out there living infinite different versions of your life depending on the choices that you're taking, but then also the thoughts that you have and then the emotions that you feel. And I
yeah,
love that you start with that, because if these women have certain goals that they want to get to, it really literally just
yeah,
starts up here.
yeah.
You know?
Amar, can I just share something with you? So I've always been really into my food and into my fitness, and we all know movement is now backed by science around the antidepressant molecules that come out of our muscles. But the big thing for me is I've been working on my mind for the last only 2 to 3 years. And you talk about discipline over motivation. So I gave up alcohol 3 years ago just purely for personal growth. And I've now created my own journal which focuses on our negative self talk and how in the morning we can refocus our minds. Doesn't matter what kind of mood we're in. The first question in my diary, morning intention, and this is all designed by myself over the last 2 to 3 years' experience. Today, I want to feel. So, if I want to feel happy today, I put happy down. How am I going to achieve or support this? And it's going to be, I'm going to play my favorite music. I'm going to spend time with my son. So you're setting those mini quick wins and you're actually telling your mind how you're going to have a great day today, not the other way round, where your mind is telling you, no, you're going to have a not so good day.
100%. Instead of being at the mercy of your environment and what happens in the day to day, you can set that intention that regardless of what life throws at you, this is who I'm going to be today. I
Yeah.
love that. I'd love to shift a little bit to the back end of the business, because I have a lot of different coaches and consultants and agency owners that listen to this. When it comes to lead generation, so when you want to bring on more clients into your coaching practice, what do you do from a marketing standpoint? What does that look like?
Yeah. So I guess, as you can imagine, Amar, leaving law enforcement, the police, I've been very much on my own. So I've had to work this out pretty much for myself. And my dad's an entrepreneur in Wales. My brother's been helping me and my sister as well. So very much I'm on LinkedIn. I do a lot of driving my story, my background, my history on LinkedIn. I do some quick win posts on Instagram and Facebook and very much within my local community. I do a lot of walks in the local parks. I talk to people. My son being neurodiverse, I go to a lot of mum groups, chatting through to mums. I'm well known in the community, so it's very much just driving my brand out there, Amar, and actually people getting to know who I am
Yeah.
and looking at what I've been able to achieve as a solo parent over the last 9 years and the growth I've had. I climbed 3 ranks as a solo parent, so from detective inspector right up to detective superintendent, now
Good for
starting
you.
my own business.
That's awesome. So it sounds like a lot of it is organic. So
Yeah.
LinkedIn, IG, local communities, and networking. I'm curious if you've thought about doing any sort of paid ads, any sort of like outbound outreach. What are your thoughts on that?
I haven't, Amar, and to be completely honest with you, this is all new to me.
Fair.
So it's very much trying to find out what's out there to
Yeah.
really get my brand out there.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. If I were you, I would definitely consider meta ads. because
Okay.
you remind me a lot of this coach. Her name's Brittany Quinn, and we worked with her pretty closely. She got to 250K a month with her
Oh, wow.
business off of meta ads. And basically, it's something called the short form funnel, where you run a 60 to 90-second ad. It's a video ad, and you're just talking to the camera. The key there is to be talking to a specific person with a specific problem and telling them how you're going to help them, or not really how you're going to help them, but the outcome that you're going to help them achieve. And
Okay.
then from there, it goes into a landing page. Then they can fill out an application. And based off of that application, you can grade them, give them like this person, like 1 through 5 is how we do our application grading. This is a 5, this is a 4, this is a 3, etc. And then what's cool about the application grading is you can start telling Facebook, hey, I want more of these types of people. It's crazy what technology can do nowadays.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And then,
My son could tell me more than what I could.
yeah. And then from there, they just book a call with you and you go from there.
Fab. I'll
Yeah.
definitely try that out for
Yeah.
sure.
I'm curious with the sales side. So I'm assuming you're the one that takes the calls. How do you conduct those conversations? Is there a specific way that you think about that?
It's very much identifying the challenges that these women are actually experiencing and what the circumstances will lead to if they don't get a coach.
Mm,
That is very clear to me, is that I would not want to take anybody on if I didn't feel I could help them. So it may be that some women are looking for something different, and that is not my style, Amar. I would never take a client if I didn't feel my program was going to suit them. That disingenuous of me at all. So it's very much what's their challenges, what's the consequences, and then it's discussing the program and seeing if my program can help them.
yeah, I like that. I always think there's two jobs that I have on a sales call. The first one is to figure out if we can help this person. Can we help this person? Yes or no? And if it's a yes, my second job is to eliminate all objections before the close and then just help them work through anything in their mind.
Yeah.
I love that. When it comes to your vision and really where you want to take this, do you have any specific targets or milestones that you're aiming towards? If I were to ask you, what would you say your goals are over the next 12 months?
Yeah.
What would you say?
Oh, wow. I always have a plan, Amar. So
Okay.
12 months, I'm starting to look at my leadership academy. I want to get, I genuinely feel this program, because when you look at leadership, it's not about working harder. It's about looking at systems and processes, and it's looking at leadership of yourself. Now, this program is designed around high performance of you and your body, which I know will lead to higher performance, whether it's within personal objectives goals or whether it's within your company's objective goals. Because we all know you look at your mind, you get discipline over your mind, you look at movement, you create that good feeling, you look at sleep, you get that refocus, and then you look at your nutrition, which is energizing. And then for me, it's certifying this program into a leadership academy, getting more coaches in, training this program to all the coaches, and running this program nationwide, even international. Now, that's how strongly I feel about this program, because I think people just take a look at this program and realize how you can truly transform your body just
Yeah,
through these 4 pillars.
I love that. That's powerful. What do you feel like needs to be put in place for you to make that happen?
I need exposure. I'll be honest with you. I am thinking about a podcast. It's quite quirky, Amar. Nobody's ever done this podcast. So I'm not sure if I should share with you, because if I share my secret, somebody may get there faster than me.
Don't worry. We can always edit it out if needed.
Sauna podcast. Nobody has done a podcast in a sauna in the
Ooh,
UK.
that's cool.
Can you believe that?
That's very cool. I like that idea.
Yeah.
I promise
So
I won't steal it from you, but I like that idea.
I would love to host a podcast, and actually I'm speaking to a co-host next week. She's quite big in the fitness world, and we're thinking on just doing a quick win next week in a sauna when I'm back from holiday. But yeah, so for me, it's very much getting the program certified, getting out there and getting exposure. And like you say, people, I am living what I'm preaching. I am the strongest I've ever been. I'm the fittest I've ever been. I'm the mentally strongest I've ever been. And I'm doing all this on my own with a child. It just shows you put your true self into things like this, and you can achieve anything. I honestly believe anybody can achieve the highest goals possible.
I love that. What advice would you give to new entrepreneurs that want to start coaching businesses in 2025? Like, maybe think about when you were starting, what would you have told yourself if you could go back in time?
Just believe in yourself. Just
Mm.
start. Don't, there's never going to be a right time. And just start. Just literally just put yourself out there. Get a coaching qualification, whatever you need. Do some coaching. Coach your family. I've been coaching my son. Just do it. As Nike would say, just do it.
Just do it. I love that. Kirsty, what is the best way for people to reach out to you to work with you?
So I have a Calendly link on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn, Kirsty Mead, Instagram, Kirsty, the executive coach.
Awesome. Any final words before we wrap up?
I think the best advice I could give to anybody is just protect the system that drives performance, which is your body and your energy.
That is super well said. Protect the system that drives performance. That's your body. I love it. Thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. I really enjoyed it.
Anytime.
Thank
So
you.
that wraps up another inspiring episode of Founders Future. To our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow Kirsty Mead, that's MEAD, on LinkedIn, and then on IG, Kirsty, the executive coach. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're really looking to scale your business and you want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with our team and discover how we went from zero to $30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on climbing.